This text from Blake Lively is insane. If you knew me in person longer, you'd have a sense of how flirty and yummy the ball busting would play. It's my love language, spicy and playfully bold, never with teeth. What?
It's a crazy text.
What are you insinuating?
There's a long-running rumor that Blake Lively can't join a project without walking away with a new relationship rumor, a swirl of tabloid gossip, or a slew of tense questions from protective co-stars. Whether it's genuine sparks or just the spotlight shining a little too brightly, one thing's clear. Whenever she steps onto a set, everyone's paying attention to who she's spending time with. From a quiet teenage sweetheart like Kelly Blatz to jaw-dropping encounters with some of Hollywood's biggest names, Ben Affleck, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ryan Reynolds, and more recently, Justin Baldoni, her history reads like a scripted romance, even if she claims it's all accidental. She got her start in small roles and modest TV gigs, but that early phase didn't stay simple for long. Right when the cameras began to notice her charm, those behind-the-scenes stories started bubbling up, setting a pattern that would intrigue fans for years. The question some people ask is, has every relationship been authentic, or is there a habit of catching feelings with whoever shares her screen at the time? The earliest instance goes all the way back to her high school years with Kelly Blatz, revealing that on-set romances might have roots in everyday crushes. But the real shock came once she broke into mainstream fame, right under the glare of paparazzi flashes. If you're fascinated by untold Hollywood twists and the real stories behind rumored set romances, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and tap the notification bell so you're always first to know the next explosive detail. Now let's dive deep.
Reports were that Blake Lively and Leighton Meester, who played best friends on that show, were not friends during the 6th-season run of the show. Leighton Meester and Penn Badgley and other Gossip Girl co-stars have remained silent in
Blake
the
grew
wake.
up in Southern California, surrounded by the showbiz aura, but still very much a regular kid. Her first serious boyfriend was Kelly Blatz, a longtime friend who supported her when she landed an unexpected breakout role. Their relationship seemed solid, perhaps too solid for Hollywood. Fans barely noticed them at first because there wasn't much paparazzi interest yet. Still, people close to Blake claimed there was an early sign. Whenever she was cast alongside someone new, she had a way of forming intense connections that felt more potent than ordinary co-star camaraderie. Everything changed when she was cast in the teen drama Gossip Girl, the hottest show on television at the time. The once quiet actress transformed into a household name practically overnight. And with that skyrocketing fame came a flood of new possibilities and new co-stars who seemed to catch her eye. The media started paying attention when she hung out after hours with her on-screen love interest, Penn Badgley, and they quickly connected the dots. The rumored fling wasn't just a storyline. While neither of them confirmed or denied the chatter initially, their body language did most of the talking. Fans loved it, because who wouldn't enjoy seeing a fictional couple become a real one? But behind the scenes, it was more complicated than glossy tabloid covers suggested. According to people who worked on Gossip Girl, producers were cautious about real-life romances overshadowing their carefully crafted story arcs. Then they realized viewer interest soared whenever Blake and Penn were spotted together. It turned into free publicity for the show, so the producers shifted from caution to subtle encouragement. They didn't necessarily push them into each other's arms, but they didn't discourage the idea of a real-life spark either. The audience was hooked, ratings soared, and fans begged for personal tidbits about the co-stars. Yet, like many young love stories, that relationship didn't last. By the time the show rolled into later seasons, the magic had fizzled behind the scenes. They stuck together professionally, put on smiling faces for the press, and insisted everything was fine.
Or whatever she is, 22. She's a fabulous, as you can see, she's a gorgeous young woman. She was in The Town with me.
And it's such a great movie. I love that.
Thank you very much. And she was fabulous.
Not long after, the rumor mill erupted again, this time linking Blake to Ben Affleck, a much older and undeniably established star with big budget projects under his belt, not to mention Academy Awards. They met on the set of The Town, where he was not only the lead actor, but also the director. The minute they began promoting the film, interviews were charged with a peculiar electricity. When he praised her acting, it went beyond your standard polite compliment. He'd bring up how fabulous and incredibly talented she was, in a tone some interpreted as more than just professional respect. They talked about intense discussions on set, riding around local neighborhoods for research, and forging a strangely immediate camaraderie. Fans noted every moment they shared on stage or on a red carpet, dissecting each interaction. No one ever produced hard evidence of anything beyond a professional bond. But that didn't stop the chatter. At that point, it felt like any time Blake worked with someone in a lead role, the media or fans would suspect romantic tension. "She's unstoppable," online forums joked. "You cast her, you better keep an eye on her and your partner." The irony was that she rarely addressed these theories, preferring to let them swirl while she focused on building a reputation as a versatile actress. Still, each project added a new chapter to this ongoing story, especially as more A-list names circulated around her. If the rumors involving Ben Affleck felt intense, they paled next to the headlines generated by Blake's brief tryst with Leonardo DiCaprio, a man famous not only for his acting accolades, but for his seemingly endless string of stunning girlfriends. People were astounded to see photos of them drifting along the Mediterranean, stepping off private yachts, or exploring quaint European streets. It was a whirlwind 5-month escapade that had tabloids claiming she'd snagged the industry's most elusive bachelor. Some insisted she had an ulterior motive, perhaps a prime role in a lavish film adaptation he was headlining. Others swore it was purely for fun. Either way, the relationship ended without much drama. They parted ways quietly, leaving fans to wonder if it had all been just an extended summer fling.
When my husband and I first got together, he would send me a bouquet of flowers every week, but he would always send a card.
Up next came the relationship no one initially suspected, but everybody eventually rooted for. Ryan Reynolds, the comedic star who'd just gone through his own heartache. They'd shared the screen in Green Lantern, which didn't become a blockbuster classic, but apparently something else was kindled on that set. At first, they claimed to be friends, purely platonically supporting each other through life changes. They even went on a double date, only they weren't each other's date that night. By the end of that evening, they realized they were more drawn to each other than to their actual dates. Slowly, word got out that the friendship was blossoming into something real, something that might actually last beyond the typical Hollywood cycle. Suddenly, everyone was calling them #couple goals. Their every move, from baking nights to playful social media banter, seemed to exude happiness. They moved quickly, some say suspiciously quickly, and soon the wedding bells rang in a private ceremony away from prying paparazzi lenses. For a while, it seemed like Blake had finally broken the pattern of co-star turned romance turned heartbreak. Yet, some watchers pointed out that the progression still fit her usual pattern, just with a ring to seal it this time. Life went on. They became a fixture on red carpets, started a family, and effectively shut down any cynics who doubted their genuine bond. People thought the storyline was done. She had found her match, and the age of rumors would end there.
Now you see text messages in this lawsuit from Blake Lively.
But recently, the conversation sparked up again, this time centered on Blake's new project with Justin Baldoni, an actor and director widely admired for his positivity and emotional insight. It's exactly what her private text messages described as qualities she'd never encountered before. That bombshell came from a set of leaked messages in which she confided a bit too openly about her emotional struggles and singled him out as the anchor she'd been seeking. The texts were undeniably intimate in tone, though they never outright suggested a mutual affair. He never acknowledged or reciprocated any overt romantic angle. Yet, when fans got hold of these messages, speculation took on a life of its own. She made a surprising claim afterward, implying she felt uncomfortable and even blindsided by the leaks. Legal action emerged, with some confusion about who was suing whom. What looked at first like a possible on-set flirtation meltdown became overshadowed by lawyers, allegations, and contradictory stories. Some suspected Blake was deflecting blame, painting herself as a victim in a scenario where she might have overstepped. Critics argued she'd done this before, get too close to a co-star, then pivot the narrative when the relationship dynamic didn't go her way. But her supporters saw it differently. They believed it was a textbook case of misunderstood boundaries, and that the leaks were sensationalized to paint her in a bad light. Whatever the truth, it was clear this pattern persisted. Her name inevitably linked to a leading man, followed by confusion, rumor, and fallout. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds seemed to maintain a calm public demeanor. He continued posting tongue-in-cheek content on social media, including a short clip with a dog that loved anyone who smiled at it. The timing was what made fans connect the dots. Was it a low-blow dig at Blake's rumored emotional attachments, or just his typical brand of sarcastic humor? Reactions were mixed. Some people rolled their eyes, claiming Ryan was too tactful to air personal drama like that. Others read the post as a cryptic message addressing Blake's alleged pattern of quickly bonding with co-stars. The social media debates roared on, but no one had a definitive answer. Despite all the speculation, she continued working. Another comedic role lined up, a potential cameo in a high-profile franchise, and a sequel to a stylish thriller she once starred in. Gossip watchers breathed a collective sigh of relief when they learned the main returning cast was an actress she'd worked with before, a female co-star who clearly wouldn't fit the rumored type. So that particular sequel likely won't spawn another wave of scandal. But the real question is, what about her future projects? Will the cycle repeat once she steps on set with a new leading man? Or is she determined to shut down that narrative for good? Blake's pattern remains the talk of Hollywood, and it's not just casual gossip. Industry professionals have privately shared concerns about casting her opposite certain actors, hoping to avoid the added drama or tabloid frenzy. Though no official statements confirm such caution, rumors say casting directors often weigh the potential publicity, positive or negative. Some cynics argue she capitalizes on it, using the speculation to stay relevant. Others believe it's all unfortunate coincidence, a byproduct of real passion for her work and the people she collaborates with. The legal challenges stemming from those leaked messages haven't fully resolved. A swirl of contradictory accounts and hush-hush settlements continues to overshadow her otherwise celebrated career. And while no one has come forward with direct evidence of wrongdoing on her part, the seed of doubt is firmly planted. Internet forums fill with theories. A fraction of fans remain loyal, standing by her side with unwavering support and labeling the entire scandal a smear campaign. Another corner of the audience shakes its head, convinced she's courting trouble with each new collaboration. Then there are those who just watch the drama unfold for pure entertainment. Whenever pressed for her side, Blake Lively offers polished yet evasive answers. She might talk about how creative collaboration requires vulnerability, or how a set can feel like a second family, implying that strong connections are natural when you spend months working side by side with someone. At the same time, she insists the public only sees snapshots, never the full story. The cynics, however, see patterns, not coincidences. Multiple rumored flings, each with a co-star, each short-lived or overshadowed by hidden turmoil. That cyclical storyline shows no sign of stopping. Blake is rumored to be in talks for another dramatic romance film, playing opposite a celebrated European actor known for method roles. The hush-hush nature of pre-production means few details have emerged, but fans are already joking about how that might unfold if it happens. Will Ryan set boundaries around the project? Will their comedic jabs at each other get sharper on social media? Or will it turn out just fine, with no drama at all? At this point, speculation is unstoppable. Viewers are practically taking bets on how many tabloids will spin new illusions of an on-set affair. Whether it's genuine intrigue or a carefully orchestrated smokescreen, the story of Blake Lively's rumored relationships has undeniably shaped her public identity. She's not just that talented actress, but the one who might date her co-star before filming wraps. Some say it's overshadowing her work, claiming the conversations around her craft have been drowned out by personal gossip. Yet, she continues to be cast in lead roles, continues to generate buzz, and continues to top best-dressed lists at every event. If negative press is truly damaging, it doesn't seem to be hurting her career in any obvious way.